her that these are paths that you can take. Because a lot of the women that are interviewed, some of them didn't go to college, some of them figured it out, or some of them quit their day job and had to hustle to get to where they are now. That's important to hear, because essentially we all have different journeys, but our struggles are essentially all the same.
That was bars. That was bars. That was a bar right there. That was a bar right there.
It's in the bloodline, nigga. It's in the bloodline. It's in the bloodline.
That was good.
Yeah. And I think as I got older, it just becomes more and more important to me. Me at 18, I don't think this is something, to be perfectly honest, that I would have cared about. But as I went through the fashion industry and I met with so many different people, and now that social media is a thing, and I know that I the shade room and baller and that baller alert, that shit's cool to get your laughs, but it's really not that positive.
That shit is ruining people's lives.
Right. You know what I mean?
World star.
How many platforms can you think of
that uplift or tear down?
That uplift.
I can't give you one.
We can make
People
one now.
Don't find it interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Drama sells, unfortunately.
You build them. Just from you. Just that quick segment right there, I can tell you really proud and happy.
I work hard.
Yeah.
I worked hard. Or I don't even want to say just me, because my partner Litzy, everything we do is 50-50. We worked hard for this.
Yeah.
We worked very hard for this, and I I think in March I was able to go to a school in the Bronx. They had reached out to us because I don't know I can't remember what her position is, but her daughter had reached out to me. She wanted me to come speak to the kids, and I was fucking shitting bricks because I'm I don't know how many kids they are. I don't do well with public speaking.
Until you do it.
Yeah, I was so nervous, and it ended up being really dope. It ended up being really dope.
You just spoke from your mind and your heart.
Yeah, and the kids
you treat it like a conversation more so than
exactly.
But kids are different now. So I went, I'm yo, they about to fucking chew me in pieces. I'm I don't even know how I'm gonna handle this right now. But
savages right
now. But it ended up being really good, and they want me to come back, and that means something to me. Because it shows me that the platform that I have is getting somewhere.
Impact.
Right.
Impact. Because mad people have platforms. Mad people say they're doing this, that, and the third, but the I guess streets don't really feel it. You know what I'm saying? And
I do want to say too, that's I want to say it's another pet peeve of mine that I have is I feel create a platform that's different. Don't create a platform that someone else has. You can go and collaborate with that person. Why do you have to one up that person?
Oh, that's
explain though, because
that's easier said than done too. Yeah,
I do think it's easy. I do think it's easier said than okay. So, I just filmed a 420 episode, last week, and she actually put it in my head, and I was it's a good thought. So she was talking about how everybody's having all of these different weed dispensaries and things like that. So she was saying why not collaborate and everybody kind of have ownership and things like that? Why do you have to create something that's already being done?
Yeah.
So I think that.
Come together.
Yeah.
But that's the easy way out though. When you think about it, it's the easy way out to do something that somebody's already shown can work. Which is why you got a lot of these not even trying to bring it back to music, but you got a lot of rappers that focus on this gimmick rap.
Yeah.
Which is okay, well this person did it this way and it worked. So I'm gonna take this hard beat with this cool, energetic hook. And I'm gonna make it work. It's gonna make the radio, and then
but you know what the fucked up thing is? A lot of the people let's say we had someone that copied what I did. They can excel. That's the fucked up shit.
Yeah.
They can excel more than we did.
Fashion, because I see so many people
every industry
create fashion pages on Instagram. I know legit designers look, I'm gonna find the cloth, I'm gonna make my own clothes, put all this work in, and I feel that one picture or product that they had could circulate around, and then we talk about all the big brands and everything, you'll see that on their shelves next week.
H&M,
and it's
it's the smallest.
Yo, all this work I did. At all. All this work I just put in. They really took the whole, you don't gotta reinvent the wheel. They're just nah, we just clone it.
No, worse. We just took it. We even quoted.
Yeah, you just took it. So
we took it.
It's crazy.
I do think it is. It's definitely like it depends on like the circumstances, but I do think that's something that like people also need to keep in their back of their heads. Like if you can collaborate on something like more. I don't want to say 2 months, but like more minds essentially are better than one.
Yeah.
So it's like if you could all win together, why not?
I think the problem is people
I was about to
that's what I'm saying. Like it's definitely like harder.
Ego
it's easier
is
said than done.
the biggest thing because at the end of the day, let's say for example, if I'm a point guard, right, and I'm a pretty decent point guard, let's say hypothetically, I know I'm sorry, Jamal, but for example, Jamal happens to come to the team, you know what I'm saying, and coach wants me to move over to the shooter guard because he's a better point guard. My ego might be like, nah, I got him, I'm gonna kill him, blah blah blah. Versus I know if I move over. And he's at the point, and I'm at the 2.
The best backcourt.
That could be the best backcourt, and we could go to the States.
Yeah.
But ego has always been the downfall of anybody, whether it's the fashion, whether it's, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's a part of human nature because I want to say like I'm pretty sure that like I've had at some point, depending on like what it was, like I've had that mindset like nah, like
or who it was too, because some people be like nah, I'm good because I know how.
But like I think like as you get older, you kind of gotta break that because I feel like it's essentially like a childish mindset. Like what good does it do you to one up them? Okay, you one up them, now what? What's your point?
Right, now you created an enemy. You made things hard for yourself in the long run.
Essentially, you could have just tried to network that person, and now y'all are both up here.
Yep.
You could say, hey, I was seeing what y'all was doing. I think you could do this
right.
as well, and this is what I'm bringing to the table, by the way.
Right. That's why I think it's just so important. You know, when people have certain platforms when you get a seat at that table, you got to create more seats for everybody to come. Like, you can't just get that seat at the table and shut it down.
I'm good. I'm sitting.
Most don't think that.
I know.
That's.
I've come across it I come across it on a daily.
Yeah.
I have a question for the collective, right? So clearly, this is mainly women that are going back and showing only perfect. Now, my question is, how is it that men can, I guess, not really get involved because it's women, but how is it that men can
contribute to the cause?
That, but also just be better for these young girls coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that we can do as men who are, still growing? Are adulting, maybe perhaps starting families. Like, what is it that men can do by women and also for women to help the process continue to go?
I think my biggest thing is listening. I feel like a lot of men don't listen because they don't understand.
That's what I said, white people.
Yeah. No, like essentially that's like my biggest thing is it's like if you don't really understand something, you're really not gonna care to listen. You're gonna be like, okay, well, so fucking what?
And to second that, like I seen 2 things online that was kind of crazy to me the other day. One of them said that men, we listen to things, especially when we're listening to women, we're listening to hear the issue, so we feel like we can try to solve the problem.
Right.
And sometimes we should just be listening just to listen.
To listen.
Like it's not to solve the problem at all. But then I also seen Simon T, I believe either Powell or Simon T. Powers, can't remember the gentleman's name, but he was like, listen uses the same letters as the word silent.
Ah, wow. That's fuck. I never thought.
I did the same thing, and I was sitting there, and I was just like, damn. So he was like, there are so many times in which we need to go from hearing people to truly listening to them. And that is really the key of making a step forward with those people. Because more so than not, we hear people, and we hear to respond, or we hear just to hear, but we don't listen. We don't really drop in what they're saying, and we aren't really silent.
Yeah.
So.
Like I said, I think it's like the same thing. Like I'll never know what it's like to be a black man, but I could try to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're never gonna be in like the same shoe. You understand? Like,
absolutely. But
I can try to understand what you're going through your eyes, and you could do the same for me. And I think that's like the biggest thing is like listening and understanding. Because I feel like when you listen and you understand, you want to do more. Because like if you're not gonna take the time to listen or like understand anything, like it just really defeats the purpose of doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like my biggest thing is like you really have to You have to listen, but you have to want to learn.
Want to learn.
You have to want to learn.
Yeah, empathy. Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. Like, there's a show out there like called Change My Mind. It's like a YouTube show.
Yeah.
And it's like it's this show where this dude basically goes on and he's just like, all right, here's this topic, this political topic, whatever, social topic. Change my mind. When you come on to the show and you have this aggressive attitude, you're clearly not trying to get your mind changed. You're just trying to argue
you went in there with
and
like
make
a
your point.
preconception.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people
he's also a master at antagonizing.
He's a master antagonizer, master manipulator, but like when you go with that approach,
I wouldn't do well on the show.
No,
I like wouldn't do well.
you could go on there with your something that you know a whole lot about, a topic you know a whole lot about, but it doesn't matter because it's just like this person that you're talking to. He doesn't want to learn.
He's so stuck in his
ways. He'll ask you a question. He'll give you facts that support what he's saying.
Yeah.
You'll drop some facts and he'll be like, "Oh no.
This is what I meant."
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
it's just like
it's infuriating.
And that's like but that's the normal. That's what the norm is. Like
I couldn't handle that.
I have my mindset. I have my belief. I have my stance on this issue. You gotta come with some craziness, factual. That's gonna make me change my mind, and even when you do, I'm still gonna come out the woodwork with something that doesn't even make any sense, and I'm gonna argue this.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. What I think was one of the issues with society is just like once you get this mindset, once you get this stance, ain't nobody changing my mind.
I feel like a lot of men typically don't really care when it comes to like women issues until they have a daughter.
100%. That's a fact.
That's realistically what it is.
Fact.
Because
So
even
you
though
are
they have
admitting this.
mothers and sisters, but it's different when you have a daughter. And I find that's when they end up caring because something usually ends up happening.
Yeah, it's something that you did to a girl that you didn't think about
Right.
when you was younger.
But now you have a daughter.
Yeah.
And it
And
could
it
have
hits
happened, or she
differently.
may be in like like a fucked up situation, and now you're like, damn, I need to do better. It's like, well,